guys, it's Patriot Picker and my name is Chris, and we are standing out on the back porch of our home here in Lynchburg, Virginia. It is a beautiful, beautiful February day. Is it winter? I mean, really? I'm surprised. It's going to be like 60-something degrees for the high today, and I'm just like, what is up with the weather? So many of you know in my recent videos, I had been kind of building up to the fact we were about to have a very special guest that was going to be coming and visiting with me, and we were able to sit down with this gentleman and do a little bit of a small, I guess you'd say informal, little talk as we were also discussing behind the scenes doing a consignment opportunity with him as well. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk in to the eBay bunker, and I'm going to go show you a little bit of what items we're going to be doing consignment with, and then we're going to conclude this video with the little informal sit down with none other than Commonwealth Picker. And so let's dive into the eBay bunker. Here we go. Okay, so over here in these two crates, we have just what looks probably like a huge pile of various clothing items. You know, we have in here jackets, we have shirts, several different types of shirts, another jacket. We have, let's see here. There's a pair of some kind of, looks like motorcycle pants. We have jerseys. There are winter vests. Some of these items I've never heard of as far as their name brands, but we're going to be doing the research and looking those up. We have jeans, and there's a pair of Lacoste men's jeans. Then over here in this other crate, looks like we have some sort of a military jacket. We have another winter jacket there for the Chicago Bulls. And not real sure what brand this is. Put on Shop. Never heard of that. Looks like this one's kind of has some various clothing items. Another jacket. Looks like this one might be a lot of jackets. Here's probably another jersey of some kind. So that's a Lakers throwback from 79 and 80. That could actually be worth a pretty penny now with Mr. Bryant passing away. So that's a little bit of, you know, what we see. We've got to go through these items, guys, and we're going to piece out what we feel is going to be, you know, something that we know that will do well for us. There was no guarantee, no promise that every piece of clothing here, you know, is worth throwing up on eBay. But we're going to do what we can, and then just keep you guys in the loop as to how these things do. So now, without further ado, we're going to jump into the little sit down with Commonwealth Picker and pick his brain for a play on words, and just let you guys get to know him a little better and see what his world is all about. So here's Kevin Brown from Commonwealth Picker. Hey guys, it's Patriot Picker, and my name is Chris, and we are down in my eBay bunker, and look who's here.
Right, hello everybody.
This is Commonwealth Picker, otherwise known as
Kevin.
Kevin. And he's joined us today, and we're going to take just a few minutes and kind of get to know him a little bit better and myself, and hopefully we can answer some questions that a lot of us probably have in this whole thing when it comes to reselling, and when it comes to being, I guess, one of those guys that's trying real hard to make it to the top. But we're going to try to get off of that format a little bit and get a little bit down on a level of who we really are as people.
Pragmatism.
Here. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to rapid fire ask a question and let Kevin respond and see what comes out. And here we go.
If you watch my show, my hands move a lot, so I'm trying.
Yeah,
quick to
he's the weather guy. So, Mr. Kevin, if you had to put something in a number one spot, priority-wise, what would be the thing that you would put?
Are we talking like eBay, YouTube, or are we talking about life in general?
Let's talk life. So
that's easy.
Yes.
That's easy for me. So
Yes.
My family,
Okay.
my faith, my family. Number one, number two, number three, number four, number five, and number six. I mean, everything else that I do, eBay, YouTube, teaching, all of it is really about those things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Sounds like your priorities are in the right place.
My wife doesn't always think so, but I always have good intentions.
So we know, if you watch Kevin's videos, Commonwealth Picker, you'll know that he is a history teacher in the local area. Kevin, what do you enjoy most about teaching?
When the bell rings and I get to get down. Exactly. I have relationships with students that have lasted. You build a relationship over the course of a year, and it continues on. You can see you get young people to think differently. I just enjoy teaching. I've taught the same thing basically for 20 years, and I teach it all day, every day. So to have a classroom where you're doing the same thing, so it's like something that I've done over and over and over and over again. So I'm not really concerned about what I'm teaching or how I'm teaching it, because it's the exact same thing I've always done. So I get to focus on the different individuals and the psychology of each kid and how to reach each kid and how to impact them. So I'm really teaching the kid as opposed to teaching the content. And I really enjoy that. To be honest with you, I hate everything else about teaching. The only thing I like about teaching is teaching and being in the classroom with the student. Everything else you could take it, except for the summertime's off. That I'll take.
Okay. So let's talk content. So you are a AP history teacher.
AP, yeah.
How did you become interested in history?
Well, I hated school. I was a terrible student. I mean, terrible. Like, I graduated 239 of 267. Hated it. But I wasn't stupid. I just hated it. Mm-hmm. And so when I got to college, I hated college too. So there was basically only a few things that I enjoyed. I enjoyed baseball and I enjoy history. So, hey, I'm going to be a baseball coach and I'm going to teach history. And you can't make much money teaching history, which explains YouTube and explains eBay.
Okay. The people who watch you on a daily basis, because you do put out quite a few videos, every week. What's the one thing that people don't know about you that maybe they might be surprised about?
That's tough. He didn't give me a list of these questions beforehand, so this is a little bit tough. But one thing people don't know Wow. I'm going to say something, and it may not be the right answer, but I'm going to say this.
Sure.
There's a few things that I do with my time that I used to do that I don't do anymore. I was obsessed with baseball. I was a college baseball player. I played Division I baseball. I thought my future was going to be in coaching. I love to coach. I love to coach kids. Pretty good at it. Pretty successful at it. But I lost interest when I was not able to see my kids play baseball, see my oldest son play baseball, because I was coaching in a different location. And everything, fantasy baseball, go to baseball games, coaching baseball. My brother is involved in the baseball industry and has a fairly significant job. And everything in my life was about baseball. And I just basically decided one day that I was done with it.
Mm.
I was just I enjoy my family, and I enjoy, sitting outside and listening to the wind and listening to the sounds of nature. And I didn't want to run the rat race of constantly trying to coach a team to a state championship or whatever. I just wanted to enjoy my family. I was at that stage in my life, and I just said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And when I do something, I usually go full bore, which might explain the 2 eBay or 2 YouTube channels and the content every single day on both. So if I'm going to do something, I go all out, and that's basically how I am. And that's how I was with baseball. And I think it cost me with my family for quite a while. I get obsessed with things, and I push myself, and I just decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. If I was going to push myself and be obsessed with something, it was going to be in the basement of my own house so my kids could come down and visit with me. So.
Okay. Wow, thank you for sharing that. So getting back to maybe some of the, what we really kind of came about today for, this ideal of doing consignment. You're here because you were trying to mentor me a little bit, and I really appreciate that very, very much. It means a lot to me. Let's talk a little bit about consignment. What exactly are some of the keys when you're thinking about doing consignment?
Well, you have to trust the person you're doing it with, for one. I don't particularly like consignment, but this last deal I made with Sonny out there, and there's a video on Commonwealth Flipper, I think, for it. Maybe I put this one on Commonwealth Picker. I decided I was going to do a double consignment, which I've never done. I bought something, and I was going to consign it with you. Hopefully I'll make a little bit of money, but I'm not concerned with that. And I'm going to consign what he gave me because I like the items that he gave me. I'm going to enjoy listing these. This type of stuff I've listed 8 million times, and I can make money on it, and you're going to make money on it. But I wanted to list something that I haven't listed. I get bored with the same monotony of it. I like to find different things. I think you'll see that in my channel. I might sell a Tupperware lid, and I might sell an ab roller and a horror movie and a vintage t-shirt. I'm the jack of all trades and the master of none, and that's the way I like it because I enjoy it. I need it. I need the money. It's how I make ends meet, but I enjoy it, and so I kind of like that eclectic picker kind of feel.
Cool. All right, and kind of staying on the lines of eBay and reselling, why don't you kind of wrap us up here with just maybe a short story of maybe something weird, like what is the most weird thing?
How about this? I got a good story. I got a couple weird ones, but I'll go back to the beginning. See, when I started, there was no YouTube, there was no nothing. I mean, it was flying by the seat of your pants. I call it the dark ages.
Okay.
We used to get, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it used to be on eBay. People would they would buy something and they would send you a check in the mail or a money order in the mail or a cashier's check. Sometimes they'd send you cash in the mail. And you would get it, and then you would send it to them, and you'd have to go stand in line at the post office. And so it was dark ages time. And so the very first item that I flipped was a discard item from the history teacher's resource room. They had a bunch of cassettes of the Nixon-Kennedy debates. Cassettes. Audio cassettes. And if you remember the debate, there was, if you saw the debate, you thought Kennedy won. If you listened to the debate, you thought Nixon won. Well, this was an audio cassette, and it was brand new in the package, what we would call new old stock in today's terminology. And it was discarded, and I'm like, And I grabbed it, and I thought, I don't know, I heard eBay from something somewhere, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to list this thing. It sold for $10.19 or something like that, and I ended up shipping it out and made, I mean, who knows what I made, $4 or something, $5 on the thing. And it just went, I loved going to yard sales. I'm like, what could you sell that at a yard sale for? 50 cents? Somebody would pay for it, and I just made $5 on it. And I'm like, And that was it. And we just started doing it. And back then, we would go out garage sailing, and if I came home, you didn't have one of these.
Right.
So you just had to think, what might somebody want? And then when you got home, you got to look it up on the computer. The snail mail computer, the computer that ran real slow. And so half the things you brought home weren't worth anything. And half the things you brought home are like, holy moly, this is worth a lot of money. And I remember going to the Goodwill and writing all the model numbers down, going home and checking them out, and then going back to Goodwill and buying the ones that were worth money. So this was this was 20 years ago. And so sold a few, you could find a lot of stuff back then because nobody knew about eBay and whatever. There's no competition. And I would go out garage sailing, and I would come home, and if I didn't have 2 or 3 Nintendo systems, 2 or 3 even Ataris back then sold well. I mean, we would come home with 7 or 8 systems and boxes of games every time we went out. Now, I might not come back with any video games on a given Saturday, which is fine. Just makes you kind of... the second question was about something, I can't remember how you said it, but something different or interesting. Right. The first thing that really got its claws in me is right when the Dukes of Hazzard movie was coming out. I found a CB radio, and I'm like, I wonder if that's the Dukes of Hazzard one. I paid $5 for it, and I brought it home, and I looked it up, and sure enough, it was the same model, and the movie was just about ready to come out, in months ahead. And I listed that thing, and it sold almost immediately for like $300.
Wow!
Like, wow, I'm really going to do this.
Yeah.
And that kind of money gets you when you were a teacher making nothing. Yeah. That was I made more on that Saturday morning than I did all week at school.
Yeah. Wow, what a story. Well, I think at this point we're going to wrap this up, but we are going to link Kevin's, Commonwealth Picker.
Commonwealth Picker, and I did a little videoing here too, and I'll probably put it on my Commonwealth Flipper channel, and I'll do the same back for you.
Yeah, and so go and check it out. This is the kind of content that you might not hear on a normal basis on these channels, but we appreciate Kevin being with us tonight, and we appreciate you guys and all the support that you give both of us. And we just want to say, as we do on Patriot Picker always, God bless each one of you, and God bless this great country, America. And we'll catch you again on the flip side.